So I have to go ahead and take a look at another iPhone that I just genuinely love so much. This is one of those iPhones that every single time I look at, I just think to myself that this iPhone is just way too good. It still is such a beautiful device, and I would recommend so many people to go ahead and buy it. And this is the iPhone 14 Pro. Now, the iPhone 14 Pro is one of those phones that Apple made not too long ago, and when they first made it, one of the biggest improvements was the display, right? The dynamic island. This was the first time that we ever really saw a dynamic island inside of our iPhone. And still to this day, Apple still has the dynamic island on their devices. I don't really think they're going to change it anytime soon. And this is a pretty big thing to keep in mind, because if you're going to go through and pick up a phone, it's super important that you're going to go through and pick up a device that is still going to be having a pretty modern looking design and a pretty modern looking display. And that is actually something that I really do prefer and like about my iPhones. So when I look at something like my iPhone 14 Pro, like I said before, I'm actually very interested to see how this phone is going to age. But definitely when it comes down to the way this iPhone looks, it looks like a beautiful phone. Also, just the feeling of this phone, it feels still like $1,000 phone in basically every single way you can imagine. And this was actually the last iPhone that was essentially giving you that, the reflective sides. All the previous iPhones weren't really giving you those reflective sides on them, or, the ones after this, before you were getting them, but no longer do you have that on the iPhone 16s or iPhone 15s. And this iPhone actually has it, which is actually really nice. Now, the camera on this thing also is still very good. Still one of the best cameras you can buy on an iPhone. This camera performs really well. 4K at 60 on the front and the back. You can still zoom in and zoom out a bunch on this type of phone. And I would definitely tell you when it comes down to the camera side, it is still an excellent performing camera without a doubt. On top of that, another thing that I love about this phone is the fact that it's giving you such an amazing type of performance. The performance inside of this phone is really good. Apple A16 Bionic chip with 6GB of RAM. That is still an excellent type of performing phone, and this thing, really no matter what you're going to do with it, with its 120Hz ProMotion display, it's still going to be giving you such an amazing type of experience. And I think this in and of itself is another super important thing to keep in mind, because you can get a phone that even against the iPhone 16s, this phone still holds its own. It still is like a really good performing device, and you're probably not going to feel like you're missing out on that much when you're going to go through and pick up a phone like this. So I think the iPhone 14 Pro is still such a good phone. I love this phone a lot, and I would recommend every single person to go and buy a phone like this if you're looking for kind of like a mid-priced phone, in my personal opinion. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there for the most part. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.